Good afternoon, Dudley Street community. I hope this message finds you well and that you all had a safe Thanksgiving holiday break and return to school. In today's short update, we'll walk through our events that are coming up, as well as the calendar for the holiday break starting up in a couple of weeks.
Buenas tardes a todos. Este es su principal Mr. Hector. Mis deseos son que este mensaje los encuentre a todos bien de salud durante el día de dar gracias. Quiero ponerlos al día de todo lo que está pasando en nuestra escuela y en este último mes de enseñanza y después que regresemos de vacaciones del invierno.
On this slide, you'll see our agenda. More detailed is that we'll talk about flu shots that students need from the nurse, specifically about our family conferences next week. We'll talk a little bit about an event for our 4th and 5th graders at the Dearborn, as well as a holiday celebration for students. And then we will share our calendar and our, as usual, we will send our updates on COVID and our potential in-person return.
Aquí está nuestro tema y la agenda. Lo que vamos a cubrir hoy es la vacuna contra la gripe, las conferencias de familia, la información acerca de la Dearborn Academia, la Escuela Intermedia de la Ciencia, Tecnología, Ingeniería y las Matemáticas, el comienzo inicial de nuestros días feriados en la escuela. Lo próximo en el calendario, las vacaciones del invierno y el COVID y el regreso en persona para todos los estudiantes.
So this is a note that you will receive from our main office, but also wanted to share in this video update. Our nurse, Ms. Kerbal, has listed her contact information on the screen and has just let folks know that there is a mandate for students to get a flu shot this year for all schools. That deadline is at the end of the month. It is okay if you have not gotten that, but she did want folks to reach out to her and ask any questions if you had any, and to let her know if you need anything relative to your student's physical or any other medical concerns that you may have, given that the students have not been in school. So please reach out and she'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may hear about that.
Este acordatorio es de hacer, la enfermera de la escuela le quiere acordar a todos ustedes que le envíen a ella los resultados más recientes del examen físico y la prueba de la vacuna contra la gripe de su hijo o hija. Estos documentos pueden ser enviados a ella con fax, correo electrónico o correspondencia del correo. Si usted no tiene estos documentos, la mejor manera de conseguirlos es preguntándole al médico que brega con la atención de salud primaria de su hijo o hija. Ustedes le pueden pedir al médico que faxeen a la escuela por ustedes estos documentos. Por favor de llamar a la enfermera si usted tiene alguna pregunta acerca de las vacunas, el examen físico o cualquier información.
Finally, an event that I am super excited about is our family conferences that are taking place next week. We expect that all families attend and meet with the teachers in order to discuss your students' progress. Please reference the update letter that I sent earlier this week with information on how we want to approach these conferences and how important they are, especially in this year of remote learning. On that day, students will not have synchronous time in school on Zoom in order to accommodate for the scheduling. And so students will be assigned work that they will complete on their own, and teachers will be having conferences throughout the day with families. If you have not yet signed up, please reach out directly to your teacher and they'll be able to let you know what time slots are available so that you can have a conference with them. If you cannot make it to the conference on that Wednesday, also please let your teachers know, as we've given them some other times, that they can work with you in order to make sure that you can have that conference happen this week.
Esta es la información importante que ustedes necesitan saber. Todos los estudiantes deben recibir la vacuna de la gripe antes del 31 de diciembre del 2020. Es un mandato del estado de Massachusetts. Por favor, de llamar a nuestra enfermera si tienen cualquier dificultad con conseguir la vacuna de la gripe para su hijo. La información de ella está en esta presentación. Lo que ella tiene su nombre, el nombre de la escuela y su correo electrónico. Otra cosa más, las conferencias con la familia. Conferencia con la familia para saber más acerca de su hijo o hija. Progreso académico del primer término es el 16 de diciembre. Este día, el 16 de diciembre, los estudiantes no tendrán su enseñanza remota. Su trabajo será independiente, sincrónico. Esperamos esperamos ver toda la familia. Si por alguna razón no puede participar en la conferencia de su hijo, por favor de comunicarse con la escuela o la profesora de su hijo o hija para obtener un día alternativo.
Another event that is very exciting is our preview day for all of our 4th and our 5th grade families for the Dearborn STEM Academy. As a quick note, as a lot of folks know, but just to make sure that everyone does know, every student who's at Dudley Street is guaranteed a seat if they would like to go to the Dearborn STEM Academy, 6th through 12th grade. They are hosting their 6th grade teachers, their family liaison, as well as some of the other administrators on their staff, an event specifically for Dudley Street scholars. And so you have received a phone call from our main office already. You can also reference the email that I sent this video update out in to see the flyer so that you can click on the link. But you will be getting notification about this. This event is next Friday at 2 p.m. We will be bringing all of our 5th grade students at the end of the day, and we invite all families to come and learn about the school that all of your students can attend if you would like them to.
Este es un evento bien importante para todos los estudiantes y familias de 4º y 5º grado. La escuela Dearborn, Academia de Ciencias, Tecnología, Ingeniería y las Matemáticas, grado 6 a 12, tiene una presentación el 18 de diciembre a las 2 de la tarde. Por favor, unirse a todos nosotros virtualmente. Todos los niños de la Dudley Street Neighborhood School tienen preferencia a entrar a esta escuela. Nos gustaría que todos, aunque sea, tomen la oportunidad necesaria para ver la escuela. En el video está el enlace para la visita y también recibirán una llamada de la escuela para acordarle de este evento.
And then one other event that we want to make sure we talk to you all about is that we've hyped up for the students is we're going to do a holiday kickoff celebration for them. They've been working really hard. We know it's really hard to be remote consistently and not always be able to connect with your peers. And so we're going to do an event on Tuesday, Tuesday the 22nd, I should say, not the 21st, right after school from 3:15 to 4:15. We'll have fun online activities and games for students to play, and we'll separate the students. So we'll have Zoom rooms specifically for our K1 through 1st grade, our 2nd and 3rd grade, and a separate one also for our 4th and 5th. Our Dudley Promise Corps members will be leading that, and we'll send out the flyer with you next week and with all of the details, but also make sure that you get that information at conferences. And so something for the students to look forward to. Tuesday, right before the holiday break after school, we will be doing some fun events online for them to join in on.
Otro evento bien importante es nuestra iniciativa de los días de celebraciones festivos. Es el martes 21 de diciembre de 3:15 a 4:15 de la tarde. Van a haber actividades divertidas en los enlaces remotos para todos los estudiantes. Todos los salones tendrán un enlace de kindergarten, todos los niños de kindergarten a 1er grado, los niños de 2º y 3º y los niños de 4º y 5º. Este evento serán dirigidos por los miembros de nuestra corporación de promesa de Dudley. Se necesita más información, por favor, de ver al anuncio, el volante para estos eventos.
Excellent. And so just one quick clarification, that event is on December 22nd. That is a typo at the top. So Tuesday is the 22nd, not the 21st. The event will be on the 22nd.
So, no, un arreglo al día. No es el martes 21, es el 22 de diciembre.
And then finally, in terms of the calendar, I just wanted to make sure everyone knew what the closeout of the calendar year looked like for us at the school. And so Wednesday, all of our school days, with the exception of the 16th, in which we have family conferences, will operate as normal for the next couple of weeks. On Wednesday, December 23rd, that is the last day of school before the winter break. It'll be a normal Wednesday schedule, which is abbreviated. So students will be done at 2 p.m. And then students have off from the evening of the 23rd to the 24th, all the way through Monday, January 4th. On Monday, January 4th, teachers will return for professional development, but on students don't return until Tuesday, January 5th. So think about that with your schedules. We will come back remotely, so students will follow their Tuesday schedule on the 5th. And as of 2 p.m. on Wednesday, they are free to do whatever you do for your winter holiday.
Lo próximo en nuestro calendario es que el miércoles 23 de diciembre es el último día de clase antes de las vacaciones del invierno. Las vacaciones son desde el jueves 24 de diciembre hasta el lunes 4 de enero. Los estudiantes no regresarán hasta el 5 de enero. El lunes 4 de enero es el día del desarrollo profesional de los maestros. El martes 5 de enero los estudiantes regresarán a su enseñanza remota.
And then finally, I'll finish with our health and safety updates as we continue to plan for potential in-person return. So we've reached out over the last couple of weeks and we've talked with families of our high in-person priority students. We've shared this information with the district, the goal of which is to figure out transportation needs and anything else that may be a barrier for making this happen. Additionally, I spoke to you about at the last update around our boiler in the building that has since been fixed. And so it is fully running and our heat is functioning across the entire facility. The one piece of information that I think is most pertinent is that, as you may have heard this week, the governor has brought the entire state on all cities back to phase 3, stage 1. And so that has obviously shifted a lot of how businesses and other organizations operate throughout our state. I'm unsure of how the implications long-term of what this will look like over schools. However, as you may have heard also, Boston Public is still planning to phase in some schools with their high in-person priority students, and they're aiming to do 28 more schools in the next week. We are going to return in January remotely. The students who we have identified on our high in-person priorities list, those families have already been contacted. Once we hear back from the district around transportation and food services, then we will reach out to those families during the first week of January about a potential return date. We will also make sure that we're looking at the COVID numbers and what those stand at after the winter vacation. All of our remaining students will remain remote through the end of January at minimum. High in-person priority students will as well, unless COVID metrics across the city stabilize, in which case we'll try to bring our high in-person priority students back in the middle of January. But all students will return on that January 5th date remotely, and the families that we've been in touch with around high in-person priority, those students those families we will talk to during the first week of January once we see the numbers upon our return.
Nuestro informe de salud y seguridad y enseñanza híbrida y en persona. Hemos compartido nuestra información de nuestros estudiantes de alta prioridad con el distrito y el departamento de transportación. Acerca de la calefacción, todo está bien y arreglado. El gobernador retrasó la etapa 1 de la fase 3. No estamos seguros de qué implicaciones esto va a traer para el tiempo de regresar a las escuelas. Nosotros anunciaremos en enero, después de las vacaciones, cuando los estudiantes de alta prioridad puedan regresar. Ya hemos llamado a muchos de los padres y ya ellos saben y hemos contactado a muchas de todos ustedes que necesitan la información. Esto depende de la información que tengamos acerca del número de gente con el COVID en nuestro vecindario. Esto es para todos los niños de alta prioridad que necesitan regresar. Todos los otros estudiantes seguirán en su enseña remota hasta el fin de enero. Nuestros estudiantes de alta prioridad seguirán también remotamente hasta que las métricas del COVID se estabilicen en la ciudad.
And so we thank you as always for listening in on our updates, working so hard to keep our scholars engaged throughout this remote period. And we hope that everyone stays safe both now and we look forward to seeing you next week at family conferences. Have a wonderful end of your Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. And please, as always, reach out if you have any questions or need anything. Thank you.
Otra vez, gracias por siempre estar atento de todo lo que enviamos. Si tiene cualquier pregunta, por favor de llamarme o llamar a la escuela Por favor, manténgase saludable y oiga las noticias para mantenerse al tanto de lo que está pasando en las escuelas y en nuestro vecindario. Les deseo un buen fin de semana y nos vemos la semana que viene en las conferencias.